morning. It's Monday, yes, and you are with George at Growth Point, growing as you are going through life. And it's great to be with you, to just encourage you again this week as we head towards Passover. Exciting things that are going to happen, I believe, as we see the weekend drawing closer, just to celebrate that, what Jesus Christ did for you and I. Today, I want to just share with you briefly on this. God has a plan. Sometimes we think that God has forgotten all about us. Not so. Sometimes we think that God is not there. Sometimes we even feel that God is not answering our prayers. But, you know, I don't know where you've been. At times I've felt that life has become so difficult. Cost of living is constantly rising, but the paycheck seems to be shrinking alongside the mounting debt that there is in the world. And we see petrol prices are going up, food prices are going up, the war hopefully is soon coming to an end. And again, just to bring stability back into our life, when we look at what is happening in the world, I thank God every day that I sit down and I realize, when I sit with God, I realize this one thing, that God has a plan. Man doesn't have a plan, let me tell you. Man thinks he has a plan, but at the end of the day, God has a plan, a perfect plan for your life and my life. Now, Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord." So we stop here and we look and we see God says that I have a plan. Yes, I know that God is speaking to Israel during the time being captured by the Babylonians. They were in a time of captivity. But God says, and God encourages them, God says to them, "Don't fret, I have a plan. I have a plan for you, and I'm going to show you my plan. It's going to unfold as you begin to put your faith and trust in me." He goes on to say, he says, "The plans for welfare and not for evil." Notice, God has your welfare in place, and he wants to provide for you. God is our provider. That's why we pray, give us this day our daily bread. Now, the plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Notice that. So God says, I have your welfare. I have a plan for your welfare, but I also have a plan for your future. But I want you to put your faith and hope in me, that I will help you through these troubled times. Now, yes, we are faced in troubled times, and there is much trouble on all the front. And that is why I'm so excited for this time of the year, when we draw closer to that Good Friday, to know what Jesus Christ did and accomplished on your behalf. You see, we can often put ourselves in the same position of Israel, and where they found themselves in a place of captivity, taken captive by the devil, to destroy that what belongs to God. Because you see, the enemy wants to destroy your life. The enemy wants to take over your life. The enemy wants to destroy everything that you have by taking your focus away from God and placing it upon the situation and the difficulty that you are facing and you're going through. So as we head towards celebrating the Passover, we see the plan of God reminding all believers that God had a plan in place from the very day Adam fell. So from that very day when Adam fell, to the temptation of the serpent, God says, I have to put a plan in place. Now we go back there, you can read it, it's a whole different story. But listen to what Romans 8:28 says. "And we know that in all things God works for good of those who love him." Stop for a moment. Where is our love? Who do we love? Do we love God? Do we love God more than life? Do we love God more than this world? He says, who have been called according to his purpose. So God has a purpose and a plan for your life. And it's so important for us to find the plan and purpose that God has for your life, so that you can walk in the plan that God has established for you. You see, when we see and experience hardship, we stop and take hold of God's promised plan, the cross and the finished work of Jesus. When I stand before the cross, my hope for deliverance of the hardships of this world are temporal. Jesus defeated our enemy, and that is why I get excited for, as I said in the beginning, for this time of the year, when we celebrate again that of what Jesus accomplished upon the cross of Calvary. My hope of the future is found in God's promised plan, which is far greater than the present hardships that I am presently facing. So I don't know what you are struggling. I don't know what you are facing. I don't know what you are going through. I don't know what your prayer is. But I do know this, that as we put our faith and our trust in God, God says, I have a plan for your life. And I put my life into the hands of God because He has a plan.